on the previous video, we were working on the YouTube yacht and we stripped all the forms from below that concrete pad. And I'll take you down here to show you in case you missed it, but this is the YouTube yacht. In case you're unfamiliar, it is a boat-themed rental cabin that we are building purely off of YouTube revenue, and it does take a little bit of time when you do it that way, but you can see we've made progress because it does exist. This is an ICF suspended concrete ceiling down here, floor from the top side. But we got all these forms stripped out of the middle. And today we're working back on the YouTube yacht again. We're gonna start doing some dirt work and some excavation and shaping up what the dirt work's gonna look like, kind of rough grade around the outside. Quite a bit of this material is gonna end up getting trucked off. We'll talk about that later, but we're gonna kind of try to work this slope, bring it around. Stumps, trees are coming out, a backhoe and a half width, maybe all the way around the front. So there's a flat side around the front for a little bit of a patio for people to enjoy. And then just easier maintainability. Yeah, that's a fancy word. For us, as far as keeping the place looking nice. I never did finish cutting this tree up. Now I'm just gonna get it spun out of the way. We probably ought to move the propane tank. Go ahead and swing that chunk of concrete. We're gonna keep working it down. Eventually it'll get buried down there. Go ahead and swing it out of the way and we'll start working it just a little bit. So you can see we got fabric. There's stone to drain tile and then the fabric on top. I'm gonna peel this fabric up and pin it on the ICF so as stuff falls down here, which is what we're looking for in the long run, we've got the fabric where we need it. We're not trying to dig it out later. I'm hoping there's no snakes under there. Hose blew right there. You probably saw it. It's this longer one that everybody's been begging me to replace so I don't snag it on something, but that's the whole reason I didn't replace it yet. I knew whenever it would blow, then we would replace it. Well, it looks like we're gonna replace it. When a fella runs older equipment, you're gonna replace things. That's just part of it. Not that big a deal. Making sure I got my switch turned off on the battery. Well, pause on this project. I wonder if I brought the dump truck. So I got the new hose. $172 later. I did have them make this one just a touch shorter. It has to have that play in it because it's got the extend-a-hoe on it, but I think it was excessively long. I'm guessing that blew a long time ago and they just threw whatever they had on laying around. Doesn't hang down quite as low as the other one did. I want to grab that piece before I got started. I saw that I saw it pop up the other day. This is one big chunk of flint right here, which is pretty cool. I don't have the water here for this. I was washing a part earlier, and I thought maybe I can clean up just a little bit. You see that? One giant chunk of flint. Maybe we'll take this off and hose it off a little bit better and show you the whole thing later. We're gonna grab the 755 with the forks real quick and pick up the old Thunder Crate. One of the subscribers, which by the way, if you're not, you could hit the button and you could be. You have that opportunity. Name this rig the old Thunder Crate because we got fuel, oil, storage, some grease guns, everything we need. A little play on the Thunder Creek Trailers thing. Made me laugh. Some people are asking about an update on the grass seed. Grass seed's taking fine. It's starting to come in. It's gonna look good. It'll look real good. Main thing I need off there is the hydraulic oil because we lost some, but we'll also top the tractor off with fuel while we got it. Should have us good on the oil. Throw the jumpers on there real quick. So this corner right here, we're gonna take the boom, we're gonna take it, throw it out in the middle, and then I'll take the loader and start shoving her downhill. The goal with that material is to get it worked around down around the front where we can kind of level up a little pad in the front of this thing. That's the goal. So I'm gonna start building me up a little bit of a spot here, then that stump's gonna come out, and then that's going in the stump hole, and then we'll carry that material across. Maybe we ought to do that first. Let's do that first. Looking good. Slowly working our way around. I think I'm in a position where I can get that stump. I might still be too far away, but we'll find out here shortly. Go ahead and grab that. No reason to bury that. That's perfectly good cribbing there, bud. I'm just not set very well right here on this corner to keep wanting to spin me around. It does have some movement, but I'm just not in a good spot. We're gonna reset, swing some dirt over here and fill this in a little bit so I can back up just a touch closer. Before I start losing dirt down there that I'm going to have to dig out later, went ahead and pulled that geotextile back. I'm going to reach up and grab that stone and get it pulled back. I need to get some more stone pulled in there. Then we can flop that down, start the next section of fabric, run it out a little bit, and then whatever falls down in there isn't going to hurt anything.
That stump was a battle, just a little bit of an awkward situation, probably the main thing, but it wasn't a whole bunch of rock as well. We got it up and out of the hole. That concrete's going in next, and we can start kind of working our dirt around this side of the YouTube yacht.
I shut down long enough to go get a little bit of lunch, but here's the plan with the stump. We're just going to try to get it up and out of the way of that corner, because long term it's going down the hill. We're just going to shove her down in the woods and let her lay forever. But I don't know if you missed the part where there's like a 6-foot drop off here now. So I got to get that concrete buried, that dirt work feathered in to where we can actually push her downhill now the way.
We'll take a couple more passes and kind of push this excess stuff down, some of those logs, a little further down to the pile, and then that stump will join them. Whenever we have this thing rentable, we'll have a fence that comes around. Nothing crazy, but enough to say, you know, your area, private property kind of thing. All this mess will be on the private property, the woods side of the fence, and everything inside the fence will be, you know, nice. I think that went really well. Let's get that stump pushed down there. You know, we had such a good time getting back up the third time. A little bit of collateral damage there. Thought for sure one of you guys was going to grab that for me before I got to it. Stored up there at the propane tank, that'll be okay. It's time to start getting this worked around. That tree, that dead one, see how it has no top? This little fella, those are going to go. We're going to try to get some material kind of pushed around there. Kind of the same thing we did originally. I'm going to take a bunch of that. We'll shove it down to here. I'll do some bucket work to kind of place it where I want it, roughed out. Then we'll take the loader and start kind of cleaning it up, working our way around. slowly starting to work our way around. The next thing I need to do, I kind of had to get a path established because backhoe is not great uneven land, right? So I got a good level path established around. Now I'm taking that backhoe and I'm digging a trench the depth it needs to be and a little bit wider than the back. I start pushing this material down. I got to break it loose with the hoe because most of it's rock, and I got a smooth face bucket on the front of this thing. So we're gonna break it up with the hoe on the back, shove it around, keep playing that game, and eventually we'll get fall and we'll end up with a ditch. What is this? I don't know. We'll end up with a ditch down the middle so that any watershed off this hill behind you, any watershed off this hill will hit the ditch and come down and around instead of slamming into the boat. Good news, bad news. I think I'm at a spot now where I can come in here, get turned around, load into that hill, back in, dump it, and start shoving stuff that way, and then turn around and use the hoe to start breaking that end up. It should save a little bit of time now that I kind of got myself a little bit of a pad leveled up. The bad news is that the dirt got much harder. Somewhere in here, there was a change. So, we'll see how that goes. See if we can actually get spun around here and start loading some of that out. That is painfully slow and awkward, especially when you know there's better tools for the job, but this is what we have. That's my backhoe. There are many like it, but that one is mine. That's what we're using to get this done. A few more scoops of this down that side, then we're gonna grab the 755 and we're gonna kind of polish up and blend in what we have. That actually worked fairly well that time, not too bad. There's a little stump right there, that's gotta go. This little tree right here, and that dead one, those are gonna go. We're gonna shove that off, and then 755 time. Guy might put up more of a fight than I was hoping for, but that's okay. That's like the, yeah, that's okay. got the 755, I got the bucket on there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's try a pan option, which is just moving the tripod. There you go. See, I got the bucket on there. And then we got Chelsea, she's bringing the side-by-side.
We have so many rocks here. We do collect rocks and use them for landscaping, but we don't try to get every little rock. But she's coming over the side-by-side, and I'm gonna keep loading the back of the side-by-side up. She's gonna take it over to the house and dump it over by the goat barn where we're gonna use them. And she's gonna keep running trips back and forth, and I'm gonna keep polishing up with the road drag.
We're actually finishing this up a couple days later. You can tell it has rained a little bit. But this is what we're going to end up with. That bank's going to go all the way around, and it'll continue that through that. Now all of that gets trucked off over behind the goat barn to fill in behind the goat barn. That tree probably will go since the top of it broke out. Spread a little bit more stone around here. But you can see cleaned up out here pretty nice. And yeah, the dog has stuck around. I think the whole neighborhood has kind of adopted that stray dog. He just kind of roams around and you see him at everybody's house, but that's okay. And it's cleaned up pretty nice. Keep in mind, this is all subgraded. It'll get topsoil and dressed up on top of it some. I'm pretty happy with the way it turns out. I think everything looks really, really good on it. As promised, the project board, so we're all staying on the same page. We just worked on the YouTube yacht. The next video is going to be working on the backhoe with this, which is Price Point Amazon weld-on thumb, which is going on the 555. Dump truck has been added to the list. There is a project here. It is here, but I can't reveal it yet. And this one and that need to both be off of there before we can start on that one. It's probably the biggest project I've ever decided to take on by myself. It's a pretty sizable job, but it's gonna be awesome, and I could not pass up the opportunity. Hope you guys are enjoying everything we're doing. I definitely appreciate you tuning in, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button if you don't care to do so. And I hope I'm lucky enough to catch you guys on the next one.